Good evening. Welcome to West Covina City Council meeting. And right now it's 7 p.m. and meeting is now in session. Any person wish to address the City Council during the oral communication must complete a speaker card that is provided at the entrance to the council chamber and submit to the card to the Assistant City Manager prior to the commencement of oral communication. Speaker card will not be accepted after oral communication has started. Tonight, invocation will be led by Chaplain Kelly Dupé, and the Councilwoman Dia will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. All rise, please.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we are thankful that we live and work in the great city of West Covina, and we thank you, Lord, for all that you're doing in our community and in our city. And Lord, tonight we lift up the City Council, and we pray that you would give them wisdom and guide them, Lord, by your Holy Spirit. Be a part of this meeting, Lord, that your blessing might come upon our city. Lord, we lift up all of those who serve our community, whether it's teachers and doctors and nurses, but also, Lord, our police and fire. Father, in particular, we lift up the crew that is out responding to an incident right now here in our city, God, that you would keep them all safe and that incident tonight would have a peaceful ending. So thank you, God, for using us, Lord, and blessing us and using us to be a blessing to one another here in this city. Bless the City Council meeting, and we thank you in advance for what you're going to do here this evening. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Gentlemen, please remove your caps. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a seat, please.
I'm going to do
Okay, the Assistant City Manager, roll call, please.
Councilman Contos.
Here.
Councilwoman Diaz.
here.
Councilmember Gutierrez.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado.
Present.
Mayor Wu.
Yeah.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Okay, City Attorney, do you have anything to report from closed session?
Nothing, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, and we're going to presentation. We have four, presentation. The first one, recognize our Public Safety Officer, Deanna Blackman. Would you please come up to the podium? And a lot of people don't know, and our public safety department, a lot of people thinking about it's for co-enforcement. It's not only for co-enforcement. Speaking true, they are helping us, for public safety. That's why their vehicle have a public safety, printed. So when they are driving around, and they basically patrol for our city, not only our police officer, but also, our public safety department. And that's why we want to make sure our city is safe, and for our public safety officer driving around, not try to pick on you about your grass and this and that. Well, you better cut your grass, and make it nice. Make sure your trash can is put it inside. But more or less, we want to make sure our city is safe, the resident is safe, and for our residents can really walk on the street, our children really can play in their front yard, and because you always have somebody watching, protect you. And I don't want to read this. Why? Because I think you should tell us what's going on, how you stop the crime, and how you make sure our resident is safe in our city. So I don't want to read this, because when I read this and then we don't have a climate. I think the climate should be from you. The storytelling from our officer. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor Wu and City Council. So some of you know me. For those of you that don't, I'll just give you a little bit of information. My husband and I, we bought our home in West Covina in 1999 because we wanted a great city to raise our daughter and our family. I quickly became involved in our community through Neighborhood Watch, serving as captain in 2016. And I also took part in Citizens Academy, which inspired me to take my involvement a step further and join the West Covina Police Department as a volunteer. So through this journey, I've been fortunate to have incredible mentors and receive exceptional training through the West Covina Police Department. The foundation made it a natural transition for me to begin working for West Covina Code Enforcement, which is now public safety. I can honestly say that much of my growth and success in my career is thanks to the unwavering support, guidance, and teamwork of my amazing public safety team and the great leadership of Matthew Ariza and Mylan Marakic. Hopefully I said that right. Their dedication, vision, and support have made a lasting impact on my journey and continue to inspire me every day to give back to the city I'm proud to call home. Public safety and the West Covina Police Department work hand in hand, supporting each other with the shared goal of keeping our communities safe. Recently, while patrolling the South Hills area, I observed a female attempting to break into a home. I immediately called for police backup, maintaining communication with the West Covina Police Department, and followed the suspect to Galster Park, where officers took her into custody. She was found to be in possession of bolt cutters and other burglary tools. This incident is a true reflection of the strong partnership and teamwork between public safety and the West Covina Police Department, working together to protect our city. I truly love my city and deeply care about the residents who live here. Their well-being and our community's safety will always be my top priority. I am truly honored and grateful to be recognized for simply doing the job that I love. This recognition is not just for me, it's a reflection of the incredible team I work alongside every day. Thank you.
Let's give her a hand.
Of mine.
I have mine. Okay. So we can talk. Okay, I will give Chief another one too. Okay, so I think you can understand. Okay, as our policy as a city council, we try to find the budget. Okay, to what public safety. I think public safety is fundamental for why we live in this community. So that's why we hire more police officers this year for additional 10. Okay, and then we set it up last year with public safety. We changed the name this year to the Public Safety Department, and for additional 10, 20. Okay, the staff and the patrol on the street to make sure you see something reported right away to the police. And if you know, West Covina is number 3, the safest city in the United States. Okay, I know Steve's laughing. Okay, say, well, but this is on the Google. If you Google it, you see basically on our and the Forbes magazine. Okay, we are number 3, the safest city in the 2023, and due to we have a less homicide, but we have a lot of burglary. Same thing in our city, people coming inside, okay, and steal and went inside the home, like what you did, to stop them, to make sure we can stop the crime before it really happen. So I think this is how the city connect to each other and want to have a policy to make sure our city is safe. So Chief, you want to say something? And how with this collaboration together with our acting and the city manager was and so continue with our directors, our public safety, and you can see city really strengthen and emphasize public safety. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I want to thank Deanna for all her work, just not only with the city as a member of public safety, but as a longtime volunteer. Both her and her husband, Scott, have just been instrumental in every single event we've planned for years and have just helped so much with getting our volunteer program off the ground and running successfully, our community academy. And that's just a couple small things. But thank you both. I just want to acknowledge that. And tonight I want to present a certificate of recognition. On September 24th, 2025 at approximately 11 a.m., Public Safety Officer Deanna Blakeman was patrolling the South Hills area when she observed a female suspect attempting to break into a residence. Acting quickly and with vigilance, Deanna maintained visual contact with the suspect while requesting police backup. She followed the individual to Galster Park, where West Covina police officers safely took the suspect into custody without incident. And again, as Deanna mentioned earlier, the suspect was found to be in possession of bolt cutters and other burglary tools. And her keen observation, sound judgment, and coordinated actions directly contributed to the apprehension of a burglary suspect and the prevention of a crime. Her dedication reflects great credit upon herself and upholds the highest standards of public service. And again, this really demonstrates the essence of police and community together. Deanna, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So not only the police department provide a certificate, I think it's the city of West Covina, we want to present a certificate for your outstanding job, okay, performed to make sure our city is safe. But again, okay, and the safety is not only from the police and the staff and the officers, but also the resident. Okay, we have to work together, okay, and to connect. Like Neighborhood Watch, I think Neighborhood Watch is very important for us to help each other. When you see something, you report to the police or public safety, okay, have them to make sure that anything happen, we're going over there to help you. So it's important. Okay, you have to notify the city so we can protect you. And the same thing, you have anything you're not happy, okay, write an email to us. We will try our best to improve it. But that's why we're here together as a community. But thank you so much, Deanna, for your outstanding job to help our city continue to be safe. Okay, and for the resident, they don't have to go to insurance and they'll get traumatized. Okay, and when they come home, they see all the ransack. I know the feeling. Okay, and that is how horror happened to them. And now we need to so-called the prevention before it happened. We already stopped them, and that's how we have people patrol on the street. And thank you, Chief. Okay, we want you to continue to recruit, okay, and more staff so we can fill it up, so we can have more patrol on the street, and we respond time much faster, so people are proud to live in West Covina. Okay, thank you so much for your outstanding service. Now I have a stereo, okay? I have two mic. So anyway, thank you so much, okay? Continue to do the great job for us. Thank you. You might need it again. Okay, the second one is the Fire Prevention Week poster contest winner. Can we have our acting fire chief? Huh? Oh, okay. So who is represent the fire department? Okay. Do we have fire prevention specialist? Claire Johnson. And 8, right? You want to say something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead. Good evening. I would like to bring forward this year's fire prevention poster contest, Chen-Lin Guo. Roland Elementary Counselor Beatrice Jacobo.
The theme for this year's Fire Prevention Week was Charge into Fire Safety, Lithium Ion Batteries in
Mike?
Test.
There.
This theme for this year's Fire Prevention Week was Charge into Fire Safety, Lithium-Ion Batteries in Your Home. This is the poster that Chen-Lin drew. 8 schools participated in this year's poster contest. It was Merlinda Elementary, Vine Elementary, Workman Elementary, Mesa Elementary, California Elementary, Monte Vista Elementary, Merced Elementary, and Roland Elementary. I would now like to present Chen-Lin with a bucket of goodies on behalf of the fire department, which includes dinner for 4 at the fire station. And then I would also like to present our annual poster contest winner plaque to Principal Kimberly Braswell. Yep, the counselor, to proudly present the plaque in the school until next year's contest. Here you go.
How about you? You want to say something?
So like, what do I say? Like, say anything?
Talk about your poster.
Oh, so basically, we found a contest on Parent Square, and then my mom told me to like participate in it, and my dad gave me the idea to like draw a phone, and then it's like charging, and it's like, catching on fire. The face, I kind of like, I was rushing because it was like the day before, so I kind of drew it like a bit crooked.
So you didn't cheat, right? Your father didn't draw for you.
No, he just gave me the
He
idea.
only yelled at you.
No, he just told me.
Okay. I think this is a great. Last time, our assistant chief talking about the plug-in, unplug the battery. Okay, and this is what you should unplug.
Oh, yeah.
Right? This is your design. Go ahead.
What? I didn't hear it. Sorry.
This is your idea about don't plug your battery forever. You need to unplug it. Otherwise, it might catch fire.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Yes. Father, mother, you want to come up? Father's over there. Okay, come. You want to stand next to him?
That's my dad.
Mom want to come over here, share the pictures, everything. Well, why not? I forgot the husband. Okay, man. Okay, Deanna, I forgot to invite the husband to come. He might yell at me later on. Okay, we forgot the family. Mom, yeah, come up. Okay, yeah. So here represent. Okay, and West Covina, we have a certificate to recognize you outstanding drawing about the fire prevention, okay, for the contest, for your Roland Elementary to win this plaque to get hang for a whole year, and next year we're going to another winner. So, are you proud about you win this contest?
Yeah, I'm proud. You should ask my dad.
Yeah, see. Okay, and then now you have so many candy over there. Okay. So
Yeah.
watch out, don't eat too much. Okay, trick or treats coming. Maybe you have to give away. Okay, so congratulations, represent the great city of West Covina. We say thank you so much for you and congratulations for winning the contest. Here's the certificate. Maybe your little sister can help you. Okay.
No problem.
And
Thank you.
And here is Roland Unified School. Okay, and coming in right here. Thank you for participating. Have your outstanding children. Okay, I can carry this for you. Okay, and thank you so much for winning the contest. And make sure everybody are aware of the fire prevention. Okay, it's very important to make sure unplug your battery and clean the vegetation around your home. So make sure you don't catch fire. And that's how we want to live in a safe community. Okay, thank you so much, and let's give them a hand. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is this yours? It's yours.
Okay, I'll take it.
Thank you. Okay. Congratulations. Okay. Yeah, this is you bring it, you hang in your school. Okay, till next year you have bring back. Thank you. Yeah, we give to the next school. Okay. But if you win again, then you can keep it for another year. Okay. Okay, the third presentation is a Hispanic Heritage Month. I'm going to give you a test. Where's Covina? What's the percentage of Hispanic? 51? 60? Anybody else? 47? 80? We're not in the Bowen Park, okay? It's West Covina, okay? Not quite yet. Okay, if El Monte possible, okay? Who else? Anybody? 55? Okay, you ready? I check it. Okay, so I Google it, I check it, so make sure my number is correct. It's a 53.1. Okay, 53.1. That is our, okay, and Hispanic, okay, and heritage in West Covina. And now we have a representative from our West Covina, Puerto Rico International. Okay, would you become our Ivy? Ivy, I met Ivy 10 years ago, 2015, and that time she only 15. And can you see now she's a very famous dancer from West Covina, and basically perform all the places, okay, and represent West Covina with a Hispanic heritage and with their magnificent costume and dance. You want to say something and introduce your dancer?
So actually, I was a police explorer here in the West Covina Police Department. So I did it from Hello? So I did it from ages 14 all the way to 20. I was in the West Covina Police Explorers program. Wonderful program, by the way. Thank you guys so much. It shaped me for who I am. I'm very proud to be here today. Now I'm a dance teacher for the West Covina Unified School District. Yay. So I teach ballet, tap, jazz, modern hip-hop, and Mexican folklorico. So it's wonderful to be here with you all today. I am here on behalf of Miss Lucia Romero. This is her group, but I'm here today just to represent our dance group. Thank you guys so much. It's an honor to be able to perform for you guys, especially on the community events, the Moon Festival, every other event that you have. It just allows us to share our art, and we appreciate every single one of you in this room. So let's give each other a big round of applause. I wanted to show you and demonstrate, because we have Dia de los Muertos coming up, I wanted to show you guys a little performance. Would you guys like to see it? Yes? Perfect. Okay. Awesome. So I have my dancers. These are my coaches as well. We have Coach Isabella Portillo and Mari Marquez to present to you our Mexican traditional folklorico. And I'm going to go ahead and move this way. And I'm going to get... Thank you guys for waiting patiently. I'm just connecting. And
Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. Here we go, guys. So this one is from the state of Jalisco, Mexico. We're moving on to the state of Jalisco, Mexico. Everything that you see here on this dress is hand sewed. So all this sequence that you see is hand sewed by hand. Okay. Échale, muchachas. Eso. Échale. Échale. Eso. right. Thank you guys so much. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. My mom has been doing this. She's my mom, actually. My mom, the director, she has been doing this for over 45 years. So she got her house here a long, long time ago. She started at the Cameron Park Community Center. And now we have a studio, and now we have over 100 students. We both teach it for the school district. And it's just an honor and a pleasure to be here with you all today, especially celebrating coming up Dia de los Muertos. So that's awesome. So thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, thank you, City Council, for everything that you do, for always being here, being present for us, for everything, and showing us all the wonderful opportunities that we have with the Moon Festival, everything that we have. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
And can you hear me? Okay. Another good news. Okay, I just received an email from Tainan, Taiwan, our sister city. We went with the delegation last year to invitation for their 400 years history last year to celebrate, and they sent the invitation, their request for Puerto Rico International to perform next year, 2026.
I'm so down for that.
I cannot. Let's give them a hand. I cannot believe they even Taiwan, they even know your group, and they asking for you guy only.
You know what? We're going to make a banner. This says West Covina, big letters. That would be really cool.
And they already put a street name for West Covina Avenue.
Awesome.
So if you go over there next year, they might show you West Covina Avenue in Tainan, Taiwan. So you can see as our sister city, and congratulations, you guys going to Tainan, Taiwan. Their food is so good. Okay, so I love their food. Yeah, I know. I think Rosario was there last year. Okay, and in Tainan, in the Lantern Festival too, and it's a gorgeous place. And Tainan is the ancient capital, like Kyoto, Japan, and that's why for 400 years. And here represent the great city of West Covina. I want to thank you. Okay, and for proclamation of a Hispanic Heritage Month. Okay, as a 53.1%, a majority of West Covina. We are so proud to have your heritage and continue for you, okay, and I cannot believe you grew up so fast. And when I knew her, she was only 15, and West Covina High School, right? Okay, and then now she grew up, okay, as a very famous dancer and taking over mom's career and becomes so good, okay, and with this passion and.
Very appreciative. Thank you guys so much.
You want to repeat again?
If it wasn't for the West Covina Police Department, for the community that I served when I was little, for the City Council, I wouldn't be here, you guys. Thank you guys so much. It takes a team, and I just really appreciate every single one of you. So thank you so much. And on behalf of Tony, behalf of everybody, thank you guys.
And you can see, give her a hand. You can see. This is the future, okay? And 10 years ago, okay, she's just 15 and a high school kid, and you don't know what they will become, but you can see for the continue to carry on, and the community continue to support them, and you see they become specialists of the culture, the art, the dance, and now even get out of foreign country, invite them to perform, and that is a very outstanding honor because they recognize how your dance possible to see the video, we show them a lot of our city thing, and you can always perform. Your hard work pay out. Okay, and that's how the youngster continue to carry on to be proud about your heritage. So proclamation, the Happy Hispanic Heritage Month, we are proud to have you as our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Again, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Ivy. I see you to next performance. Okay. Yeah, I know you've been our regular all the places. Thank you. Okay. Puerto Rico International, West Covina. Okay, number 1. Okay, thank you. And the next one is the Filipino American. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, and before I invite you can come up. I have a test again. Okay, we have a 53.1% of Hispanic in West Covina. How many Asian in West Covina? The percentage? Huh? 23? Huh? Asian. Altogether, yes. Don't Google it. Okay, yeah. Hey, you're cheating. Okay. I know you look into the phone. I know. Just guess. Huh? You got it. Ding, 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 ding. It's a 30.7, 31%. Very good. You Google it. Oh, you didn't. Okay. But good job. Okay. It's a 30.7, percent. It's almost 31%. So Asian, and you're right. Okay. What is the Asian population? It's pretty broad. Asian Pacific. How about Asian? The Indian is Asian. Middle Eastern possible is Asian too. So what kind of Asian? Asian Pacific. So like you say, if you're Asian Pacific, possible to put a category. So, and in West Covina, with Asian population, what is the number one group? Filipino.
Everybody answers how many Filipino, I'll give you a free lunch. I don't know.
Okay, you don't even know. Okay, so it's never have a free lunch. Okay, no lunch is free. Okay, nothing is free in life. But the thing is, okay, and West Covina, okay, Asian. Okay, currently, the Filipino American is a number one Asian population. Okay, and if you see the entire United States or California, you are number 6. West Covina number 6. Okay, of the most Filipino population. Okay, so it's a big population of Filipino American, and that's why we are celebrate. Okay, Filipino American Month, and Linda is a Filipino American Association, West Covina president. You want to say something and introduce your group?
I think this one does.
It's working. Yeah.
Oh, this. Okay. Hi. Okay. Good evening, everyone. And my name is Linda Santos, and I am the president of the Filipino American Association of West Covina. And I have been here for many, many, many years. And I love it because, we always love West Covina. And, of course, we always appreciate and grateful for the city and its leadership for always recognizing our Filipino community. And they're really always helpful to us, especially our current leadership. So I wanted to introduce to you, first is Edwin. Edwin is, maybe you can tell about you.
Yes, my name is Ed. I actually own a karate studio. So, and one of the reasons I opened that studio, the karate studio, is just so I could help the community. I wanted to create like leaders of little young children and start them off as early as possible. So with our school, we're actually introducing the Filipino martial art, which right now is gaining a little bit of traction. In the past, it was really a secret karate or a secret technique that no one showed. Only a family member would know it. So now there's an opportunity to kind of go to Cali, USA and kind of learn the heritage, how it works, how that culture is, and what the traditions are. So yes, it is. It looks combative, but there's a lot of traditions behind it too. So our school is called Cali, USA. You're probably thinking it's California, United States, which is probably true. Cali is just like a generic term for like a weapon-based martial arts that was based out of Philippines. And reason why we picked Cali is just because it was very universal for us. Okay, it's nothing specific. If this particular art has 100 techniques or 100 styles, they call it, but we kind of just made that generic term Cali, USA. But really, truly, Cali, USA, just means Filipino martial arts. That's what we call it. So we finally introduced that. That's here in West Covina, and we're here on Glendora, so we're literally your neighbor, right there on 450 Glendora. We're called Cali USA. But I'm just part of the new member of the Filipino Association, so I'm looking forward to working with Miss Linda. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And the next person is Larry Thompson.
Good evening, everyone. I came to America in 1994, and I spent my first night in West Covina. Direct from LAX, I was brought to West Covina and spent my first night here. And since then, I love West Covina. I'm maintaining an office, a business office there along Amar, a corner of Azusa, where I'm offering entertainment, Filipino television, direct coming from the Philippines through the internet. Thank you.
Very good. Okay. Beside the martial art, beside the entertainment, I think we like the most is what?
Food.
The food. Yeah. We love the food, especially on the, Heaven City. Right now you have a Sik, opening over there, and it's crowded. And you have a M-Boy, the hamburger. Oh my goodness. That is a very good hamburger. And also you have a lot of Filipino restaurant and this and that. So you can see, and the Filipino is a very happy people. They like food. They like party. And they like to eat. So next time you have party, don't forget to invite us.
Yes, of course.
So represent city of West Covina. We want to say, we want to recognize, and the proclamation regarding that we have a very diverse city. We have all different of race living in West Covina, and we have a Hispanic, we have a Filipino, we have a Japanese American, Chinese American, and we have a German American. Do we have Italian American? Raise your hand. We don't have Italian American over here because this month is the Italian American month too. So maybe you guys have some blood, it's Italian, so maybe 0.25% this and that. So just to let you know, it's a very diverse city, but it's a very rich city, and that's how we here as a community together and help each other, but we still enjoy your food. So here we present the Great City of West Covina proclamation about the heritage and the month of Filipino Americans. Thank you so much. Let's give them a hand. Thank you. I think, before we move to oral communication, I'm going to, like last time, we're going to have our manager report go first. You guys okay with that, right? Manager report first. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First slide. On Friday, October 10th, the Cortez Community and Senior Center hosted approximately 80 participants for its first ever Oktoberfest. Participants enjoyed free drinks provided by Lazy Dog, German-inspired meal, an authentic polka band, staff-led games such as Steinholding, racing, and trivia. Huge shout-out to Greater Covina Medical Group for sponsoring the event. On Friday, October 10th, the Cameron Community Center had a showing of The Addams Family, a Halloween classic. To kick off the event, attendees were able to decorate their own trick-or-treat bags, play games, enjoy refreshments prior to the movie beginning at 8 p.m. On Thursday, October 16th, the street crew were notified of a sinkhole at Amar and Temple. They quickly responded to the call and completed the repairs in a timely manner. Sorry, right, a little glitch here. Special event, public education at Miralinda Elementary School was conducted. Public Works and staff participated in that event. City staff is pleased to announce the launch of the new city website on October 30th at 9 a.m. Each department is making its final updates and adjustments ahead of our launch. This is a reminder that feedback and input can still be submitted on the city's West Covina's Master Parks Plan. We will continue to collect feedback and input through the website until November 13th. Feedback and input received through the Parks and Recreation Master Plan website will be incorporated in the final Master Plan documents. We are announcing that Small Business Saturday is back for 2025. Save the date, November 29th to shop local, dine local, and support local entrepreneurs. More information will be available at the end of this month. The West Covina Unified School District and West Covina Rotary Club are holding the Red Ribbon Rally event on Saturday, October 25th, from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at West Covina High School. This event includes a free pancake breakfast, school performance groups, community organizations, mental health agencies, West Covina Fire Department, and the West Covina Police Departments. The city's annual Festival of Frights is scheduled for this Saturday, October 25th, from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. on South Glendora in historic downtown West Covina. The event will feature food, a haunted maze, trick-or-treating with participating Glendora Avenue businesses, costume contest, vendors, activities, a musical performance by the Smooth Sounds of Santana, the Cartoberfest Classic Car Show by the Kiwanis Club of West Covina, and this event is a free family fun event. Some upcoming events, again, the Red Ribbon Rally this Saturday at West Covina High School, 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. Festival of Frights and Cartoberfest this Saturday from 4 p.m. in downtown West Covina. Veterans Day ceremony will be November 11th at the West Covina Civic Center courtyard, starting here at 11 a.m., and Small Business Saturday, November 29th, an all-day event highlighting participating businesses. And that concludes my manager's report for today.
Okay, thank you so much, acting city managers. Okay, a lot of event, don't miss it, just go participate. Go ahead, Councilman Aldi Kento.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Can you, Mr. Acting City Manager, also talk about the October 12th event, or maybe Roxanne can, that also occurred with regard to spaying and neutering and microchipping, the event that was done?
You're referring to the, I'm sorry, through the chair, if I may, you're referring to the spay and neuter clinic that happened at the Shadow Oak Community Center. Is that correct?
Yes.
That was that was organized by the 501c3 nonprofit, the Canine Condition. So it was a very successful event. They actually filled up their reservation spots in a miraculous amount of time. I think within like a day of us posting it, all of the spots had already been taken up by West Covina residents. The cost for the services was $40, which really was an exceptional value for our community members. And we are going to be discussing the possibility of bringing that back to the community center in the future.
Thank you.
And I want to follow up. I think we should invite them maybe in monthly basis, okay, if they come. Since last time, we have the Humane Society talk about West Covina has the most abandoned dog and cat for almost 1,000 something. So we need to lower that number. I think the best way to do is basically have all these service, okay, come to, because I did it to my dog, okay, and it costs about $600-700 each. It's very, very expensive. So if they only charge $40, it really can help a lot of residents to bring their pet to do neuter all these fix. So make sure they don't, okay, reproduce and become an issue for everybody. So yes, let's invite them back. Thank you, Ollie.
We can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, and anybody want to say something? If not, I'm going to move on to oral communication. I'm not going to read this, okay? I think people already understand this, to be civilized and respect each other. And how many speakers we have?
We have 8 speakers this evening.
Go ahead. That's the first speaker, please.
Okay. The first speaker is Alex Polentoff, followed by Douglas Four, followed by Josh Murray.
Good evening. I'm Alix Politanov, Project Coordinator of the nonprofit organization Behavioral Health Services, Inc., which serves LA County. We are proud members of the Smoke-Free West Covina Coalition, which consists of residents dedicated to creating smoke-free outdoor spaces. We provide educational resources concerning tobacco and secondhand smoke in outdoor areas, from cigarettes, e-cigarettes, and other lighted products to West Covina residents and youth. We have done educational presentations at the West Covina Library, and we have participated in many community events such as the Senior Health and Wellness Expo, Cool Kids of Summer, and the West Covina Kiwanis Christmas Parade. I provided you all tonight with folders highlighting our coalition's work over the past few years, including 475 public opinion surveys conducted with West Covina residents and 55 postcard petitions signed by residents. From these surveys, we learned that 79% of residents surveyed reported being exposed to secondhand smoke or aerosol in outdoor areas within the last year, and 80% expressed support for a law prohibiting smoking and vaping in outdoor dining areas. These results clearly demonstrate strong public support for smoke-free outdoor policies in West Covina. Tobacco smoke contains over 4,000 chemical compounds, of which 60 are known carcinogens. Secondhand smoke odor is detectable at 23 feet from the source, and irritation levels begin 13 feet from the source. Furthermore, anyone positioned downwind from an outdoor source of secondhand smoke will be exposed even at significant distances from the source. The 2024 Surgeon General's report shows secondhand smoke claims over 19,000 lives each year, many of them from premature deaths from heart disease and lung cancer deaths. Additionally, the American Lung Association in their 2025 State of Tobacco Control report gave West Covina the letter grade of an F when it came to smoke-free outdoor air policies. The benefits of smoke-free outdoor air policies include protecting non-smokers from exposure to secondhand smoke, lowering smoking rates among youth and young adults, and diminishing the social acceptability and social advantage of smoking. Many neighboring cities, such as Walnut most recently and Baldwin Park, have passed policies prohibiting smoking in public outdoor areas. Thank you for letting me speak about the harmful effects of secondhand smoke in outdoor areas.
Thank you so much. Next speaker, please.
Next speaker is Douglas Four.
Hello, City Council and staff. My name is Doug Four. I live in District 1, have a couple businesses in District 3. I just want to do a follow-up from last 2 weeks ago when I spoke. I was able to meet with Matt. Matt came down from Public Safety and met with me, brought the officer also. We had a great conversation, a very open dialogue, and I thank Matt for doing that. I also want to thank Lieutenant Weatherman and Mr. and Mrs. Blake and Blackman. I have been attending the Citizens Academy. Wow, what an amazing 3 weeks it's been so far. Citizens, if you haven't taken it yet, I would highly suggest you guys, attend the Citizens Academy. It is very eye-opening and the police department just do an amazing job putting this on. So thank you guys for supporting that. And that's all I have to say. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Next speaker, please.
Next speaker is Josh Murray.
Welcome back, library.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. My name is Josh Murray. I am here on behalf of the West Covina Library. Tomorrow, Wednesday, October 22nd, from 4 to 5 p.m., children ages 5 to 12 and their parent or caregiver are invited to scientifically explore the microscopic universe all around us. Children will look at animals, plants, and even their own hair up close through microscopes. I'd also like to let the teens of the community know that we are having a teen jack-o'-lantern workshop on Wednesday, October 29th from 4 to 5 p.m. Teens will get an opportunity to learn about and create their very own jack-o'-lanterns just in time for Halloween. I thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Okay, next speaker, please.
Next speaker, we have John Shoemaker, followed by Mario Salvadoro, followed by Steve Bennett.
Good evening, everybody. Just a couple items. One, since our mayor isn't aware of Rotary and what they do, that Red Ribbon Rally that's been going on for like 30 plus years in our city, that's one of the things that they do. Just wanted to let you know, since you didn't have any understanding of what the organization does. They've done it for at least that, as far as I remember. Let's see. The other thing, too, is it was nice to find out that for the next year, actually tonight, or actually it would be last night, was 1 year since a council member and her husband attacked Steve Bennett and me. He is getting, punished accordingly. She lied her way out of it. She said different things. She's given 3 different stories. And it's that simple. She's given 3 different stories as to what happened. Nice thing is people can now come to meetings and know they're not going to be physically or verbally assaulted for at least the next year. And a person who claims to be such religious, pious person, like I said, she's under oath given 3 different stories. But the West Covina PD, looked the other direction when it came to her misconduct. And it shows the respect that she has for people by her walking out, from that standpoint. There's more that's going to be going on, but I just thought, the one thing about the crime statistic, even the person who published that story pulled it out. And if you look at the latest crime statistics, we're about 16% above the national average. Above the national average. And by the way, for the last 5 years, you've hired 10 police officers for the last 5 years. Why are we still at 100? That's 50 new officers. We're still at 100, where we've been at since you were elected. Can you someday tell the truth? Just try it once. It's amazing how well it works out.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Next speaker is Mario Sepulvaro.
All right. Good evening, Mayor, council members. I want to take a few minutes to clarify 2 separate community service projects that have recently been discussed, both involving the same volunteer organization, but with very different scopes, locations, and dates. The intent here is to ensure that the public record accurately reflects these efforts. First, on January 18th, 2025, volunteers from West Covina participated in the Hands Across the Border initiative. This is an annual humanitarian project that has been active since 2019, but is built on a partnership between the Rotary Clubs of West Covina and Tijuana Aguascalientes that dates back to the 1980s. For over 35 years, these 2 service clubs have exchanged support and worked on community development across borders, a collaboration that exemplifies civic goodwill and international friendship. Since 2019, their Hands Across the Border project has focused on donating fully equipped computer labs to public junior high schools in underserved areas of Tijuana. By January of this year, that partnership had resulted in 30 computer labs and the installation of over 1,100 computers. The most recent event, held in January, took place at Escuela Secundaria Leonia Visario Número 67, where volunteers from West Covina joined their Tijuana counterparts for a ribbon-cutting ceremony to open a brand-new computer lab. This event was well documented by those who attended and is part of a sustained, measurable impact on student access to education technology. Second, I want to recognize a very different project that happened more recently. On September 27th, 2025, more than 40 local volunteers came together at the Ridge Riders Equestrian Center here in West Covina to repaint and repair the fencing around the arena. This was a joint effort with the city's Public Works Department, which had completed structural repairs to the fence earlier that same week. This local event was publicly announced by the acting city manager during the September 16th council meeting, and the effort was carried out just as reported. It brought out residents, volunteers, and community partners in a shared effort to improve one of our city's recreational spaces, a true example of hands-on local service. So to clarify for the record, the Mexico Project was an educational technology initiative abroad back in January. The Ridge Riders Project was a local park maintenance and beautification project in September. They were 8 months apart with different goals, different beneficiaries, and different locations. Both efforts were successful, both were documented, and both reflect the same core value, service to others. It is important for the community and for this council to understand that helping people internationally does not come at the expense of helping people here at home. These volunteers are doing both, and whether the work takes place on this side of the border or the other, it is done in the name of service, friendship, and community betterment. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next speaker, please.
Next speaker is Steve Bennett.
Did you miss me? It's been a year. I've missed you guys. How y'all doing?
And time?
You can leave it. It's okay. I can talk forever. I'm like you, Tony. So let me explain a few things here. I wanted to kind of talk about something your attorney doesn't typically do, and that's report out on lawsuits that you lose. As you guys probably are aware, on October 15th, the California Supreme Court ruled against you guys in the Whithorn versus the City of West Covina lawsuit, which was for wrongful termination, harassment, age discrimination, a number of other things. That original verdict was $4.1 million, and question is now how much is the interest on that, which is racking up at hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, as well as the attorney costs for both sides and all of those things, probably estimated somewhere in the millions and millions of dollars. But the really important question, and I have to ask this question, I'm hoping somebody may actually answer this, is the Joint Powers Insurance Agency going to pay out? Because the previous city manager committed perjury under oath. That's a crime. That could be a reason for them not to pay out. And if they're not going to pay out, how much are we out as a city? Because it could be $8-9 million. So I'm curious if the city attorney will address a lawsuit that you lost. Usually that's not in his wheelhouse. So last thing, Tony, I had to chuckle. You mentioned the third safest city, and I'm sorry, I had to laugh. My first thought was, oh my God, you need to take that to the Laugh Factory in Covina. You got a comedy show. We're not the third safest city. It was based on dollars. If you read the article, you would know. As Mr. Shoemaker alluded, we are nowhere near the third safest city. I mean, I'm proof of that. A council member's husband beat me up in the stairwell outside. We're the third safest city, but I got beat up by a council member's husband, and I didn't do a thing. Although if you ask them, I did everything, which is all lies. That's why the sheriff's department and the district attorney prosecuted this. But that's okay. I appreciate you bringing laughter to this council chambers. It was definitely chuckling to know that we're the third safest city, and I'm a victim of a crime at your own city hall. And by the way, did she follow her husband's rule of not being here for a year? That would be great. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you. And next speaker, please.
Next speaker is Mr. G, followed by JD.
Good evening, Council. I'm here to speak about one of my favorite subjects and one of the blessings we have here in West Covina. It's called Go West Covina. We have Small Business Day coming on Saturday. We have malls and traffic. We have disabled people. We have seniors who want to go and purchase presents for the holidays for the family. The hardest thing is parking. I'm simply asking if it's allowable by budget, by the standard, if we were to extend 2 hours longer, Go West Covina, be able to go so when somebody comes home, they can leave their car at home, get in there with a group of people, 4 to 3 people or whatever the amount, and go to the Fashion Plaza, Eastland, our downtown areas, our shops, small business. It should promote business, which West Covina has always been about, the small mom and pop shop, along with little anchors, big anchors, going to restaurants. And I've spoken directly to Mr. Ollie Contos and Letty, because I don't have anyone else's number. And I would just like to see it promote that, if possible, just for the holidays, so people have a reason to go and say, I got to walk too far. You know, I know 9-year-old women who drive still. But the hardest thing is, trying to find a parking spot for handicaps. So if they're able to get in and go to these things in the vans, which are accessible, I use them all the time. I almost use them on a daily basis. And I'm so passionate for this. I think it might be a good thing for every citizen in West Covina to really go about that. And that's all I'm asking for at this time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, next speaker, please.
My apologies. Next speaker, the speaker card says Duro. You're welcome.
Thank you for returning, Ms. Pierce. I'm not here to direct my comments
exactly at you, but you are my representative for District 3, and this has to do with Cameron Park. The pavilion, when I moved into West Covina some 27, 28 years ago, had, I believe, 8 metal benches to provide the community. Today it has 2. Those others were removed and never replaced. I know Mr. Gutierrez said you have a pretty large PDF account, Park Development Fund, that I believe you have availability to. So I'm hoping that maybe you can help out in that particular problem. And while we're identifying problems, I'd like to kind of address what I came across yesterday, and that was one of the cement pillars that prevents cars in the event that it rolls into the park from hitting the pedestrians. We have 2 that have completely been broke and removed and never replaced. We have 1 that is just hanging on threads tonight, and we have another that, as I speak, is resting in the handicap space of the parking lot. I'm not sure why our maintenance department is not going around these parks and finding these problems. I applaud our contract service as far as the cutting of the grass and keeping the park clean. But there are things that are happening at Cameron Park, and I've only mentioned a few because there are others, that need to be looked into. And money needs to be invested to repair. And lastly, I appreciate, Mr. Wu, that you requested for the city to consider putting grass in there. They've done a great job. But we have this. No, well, it was Mr. Wu. It was Mr. Wu. I'm not, to the best of my memory, and I'll give you full credit. But to the best of my memory, I recall it was Mr. Wu, you made that motion. Nevertheless, it doesn't matter. That's not important. What is important is that there is a very shabby looking fence that still remains around this grassy area, and it too needs to be looked at. Possibly replaced with maybe an entrance from the street, maybe some exercise machines put in there. Something needs to be done with it, because right now it's just being used as a soccer field and a dog park. My time is up. I appreciate you listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good job. Okay, then the next speaker, please.
You have no more speakers.
Okay. No more speaker? Fred,
I have
you
no
want to
more
say something?
speaker slips.
Nope. Okay. Okay, done. Okay, and the acting city manager want to respond some of the question. Okay, and the issue. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Alex, thank you for the information on smoke-free outdoor areas, secondhand smoke, and the harmful effects that it causes. Doug Four, thank you for acknowledging public safety, trying to work with you, West Covina PD's efforts, and our Citizens Academy is a great class, and I wish more people would attend it. It's really worth going to. Josh Murray, thank you for the library updates, as always. John Shoemaker, thank you for mentioning Red Ribbon Week and the event this Saturday. Mario, thank you again for your updates on the different events of the Rotary Club and the clarifications of what they do. Steve Bennett, did you leave? Oh, Steve left. I was going to say, the lawsuit that he mentioned was prior to JPIA, and I have no further information on that. Mr. G, thank you for the Go West Covina program, extending hours during the holiday season. I have been contacted by council, and we are already in the works of extending the service during the holiday season for the exact reasons you mentioned. Everybody's in full support of that. I will have a more detailed update at our November 4th council meeting in my city manager report, and we'll get it publicized to the community. But great idea. It's going to be welcomed by all of our community. Mr. DeRoe, thank you for the information about the deficiencies at Cameron Park. I will be out there tomorrow with our public works crew, and we'll start getting work on these things immediately. Also, the fence that's surrounding that grass area, it was to be removed this week at the request of council. Councilmember Diaz requested that I have that removed. It isn't. People want to use the grass, meanwhile they're going by this dilapidated fencing that doesn't look real good. So that was supposed to be down this week. I'll follow up what happened, but it will be down in probably 48 hours at the latest. And that concludes my comments for tonight.
I want to kind of follow up, JD, regarding the extra space that more than half acre we put the grass. And I remember because the girls softball, they need a practice. Okay, and they don't enough space. So possible we want to help the little girls so they can, otherwise they only have a one field and that's why they request, can they have extra space? Let's hopefully can help the kid. They can have a more place to practice this and like what. Well, that's my understanding. That's the purpose. We try to help out, the youth. So anyway, but other than that, and the other city council, go ahead. Our council member Gutierrez.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. And I know Councilwoman Diaz has been very dedicated to her public parks, and I know at our budget hearing we spoke about these funds, and at that time, I believe our acting finance director came here indicating that there was, I think, over about $2 million for Cameron Park. And I know this was before Mylan and Karen, Karen, our finance director, were on board. But I think I think it's a concern for me and probably to my council colleagues that we need to find out what happened to that money, because we were told at a public meeting that I forgot the exact number, but it was 1 point something or 2 point something million was at Cameron Park, and now we're being told that never existed, and that just doesn't work like that in public government.
Councilmember Gutierrez, we will have a report back to you on November 4th at our next meeting. I'll work with our finance director to get a clear answer on all that.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll say, I think there's also, because I know me and Letty served on this art in public places, so I think if there's, emergency needs to address Councilwoman Diaz's park, that we reuse that funds for its intended purpose and help that park. Thank you.
Understood. Thank you, Councilmember.
I want to follow up. And I agree. I think the safety regarding the car cannot come in, and the thing need to be fixed ASAP, because we don't want people exercise, walking, and some crazy car go inside. So I think that thing should be replaced right away. And I agree with Council Member Gutierrez regarding I remember in the meeting to talk about $1.2 million, including the Norte Park, and the Dole Park, how to fix it. I think we haven't fixed the Dole Park at all. Okay, so we need to see. I know we have a master plan for the park, but the point is this: we delay, and I have people chew on me, say what happened to the dog park, and I think we just need to have some action, try to at least fixing the basic, and then the bigger thing we can try to find, but some daily maintenance we need to do it, and make sure the thing is can be used as a dog park, can be and used on Cameron Park, and then also thing can be really functional for the resident to utilize the park. Yeah, go ahead.
If I may, I think you hit on a very important point. Just because there is a parks master plan in the works doesn't mean that routine maintenance shouldn't still be taken care of. And so the parks master plan is not to be used as something to defer maintenance down the road. It is more of the long range, while we can take care of the other items that need to be addressed in the immediate. So thank you for bringing that to our attention. We'll make sure we have those conversations and get that moved along.
And since we're talking about the park, and the same thing too, the Cortez Park, I received the Bruin, the member talking about the field need to be fixed or something. But I don't know why is the bargain between city and the Little League, is who is the person in charge of the field maintenance is the city. If the city, then city need to fix it. If it's them, then they have to take responsibility. So I think city looking to the Cortez Park for the Bruin, the baseball field to see some of the lawn, the grass need to be replaced and repair. And same thing to the football field. I think last time they have a big truck making the trenches and the kids playing over there is not safe. I think we fix it, but we just want to make sure everything is properly with our public work. And safety is number one. We don't want any kid get hurt or something. Any other city council want to say?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just sort of building on this and in support of what Mr. DeRue has been bringing up, making sure that those 10 out of 12 benches also be fixed. And then the other thing is he did make mention that there are other concerns. So if the staff could please meet with him for him to walk around, and I found him to be very observant. I've relied on him with other things in the past as well. And so it's not, I think that it'd be good for our staff to see whatever else he sees that are in need of fixing, but also to document that. And I'd like to be looped in on that correspondence too, just so I can help keep track as well. Thank you.
Yeah, JD live next door. This is his park. You walk every day, like his backyard. Okay, he want his backyard clean and nice. Okay, we understand. Okay, any other city council want to share? Okay, not. Okay, we move on you go ahead, Councilwoman.
I have to talk about my park. I have to address JD.
Go ahead.
I think it is important that we do try to maintain our parks for the safety of our residents. Of course, back when we were talking about doing a redesign for the dog park, I had said that's something that we should probably address with the park master plan. But when it comes to safety, that's my main concern. When it comes to safety, I think that's really important that we address them. And so that's what I think we should do.
Okay, so the management team, you heard all the earful about park issue, and it's a basic maintenance thing, and we just make sure we continue to maintenance rather than waiting for master plan. Master plan is a big project, it takes time, but the daily routine, like basic thing and access, people can easily in, and the safety, the blocker, everything should be properly installed. If now I'm going to move on to consent calendar 1 to 6. Anybody want to pull anything? Otherwise, yeah, go ahead, council member.
It'll be fast, but it's going to be 1, 3, 4, 5.
How about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? How about everything? So 1 to 5, which one you accept?
Which one?
Which one? Which one you didn't want to pull?
I did not pull, I guess, 2. And
only 2, right?
6.
2 and 6. So, anybody else to pull anything else? 2 and 6. So, who want to move the motion to approve consent calendar 2 and 6?
So move.
And second? Who second? I second. And roll call, please.
I have a first from Councilman Contos and a second from Mayor Wu. Roll call vote. Councilman Contos?
Aye.
Councilwoman Diaz?
Aye.
Councilmember Gutierrez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado?
Aye.
Mayor Wu?
Aye, and so 2 and 6 approve, and agenda number 1. Go ahead.
Yes. So it's a consideration of acceptance of work and authorization to file the notice of completion. If staff could briefly tell us what they completed so the community can know the good work that our city is doing.
Sure. Thank you, Councilmember Gutierrez. This work included the replacement of stop signs at various intersections around schools. It also was the completion of striping and safety markings specifically around our local schools.
Great. And then maybe going forward, we could have some of these images attached to our packet too, just so we see the amazing work that Public Works is doing.
Very good recommendation. We will do that.
Great.
So maybe in the future like this, it's completion, you can put on your manager report. And with the pictures, this and that, quickly show us that has been completed, and the schoolyard, the yellow, we saw them in progress, but now it's completion. So maybe that, so in that way, everybody know a city doing something to make sure our children is safe. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Roll call vote. Councilman Contos?
Aye.
Councilman Diaz?
Aye.
Councilmember Gutierrez.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado.
Aye.
Mayor Wu.
Aye. Motion approved 5-0. Okay, and we go to number 3.
Yes, so that's the adoption of ordinance adopting the 2025 California Fire Code and the 2025 Wireland Urban Interface. If Madeline, I know fire is responding to an incident in our community, so Madeline, if you could briefly tell the community what this item is and what's new to the fire code.
Yeah, thank you. Chief Brown was to be here, but he's out on an incident right now. So this provides the latest updates to the fire code that addresses geographical and topical concerns to address wildfire issues in our hillsides and throughout the city. It's a matter of best practices in navigating conditions created by climate and other things. And this is the adoption of the most current code for the state and West Covina Fire.
Great, thank you. That's all. Yeah.
Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second? No second? Then it fail. Okay, and roll call, please.
We have a motion from Councilmember Gutierrez, second from Councilman Contos. Roll call vote. Councilman Contos.
Aye.
Councilman Diaz.
Aye.
Councilmember Gutierrez.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado.
Aye.
Mayor Wu.
Aye. Motion approved 5-0. And agenda number 4, go ahead.
Yes. I think, is Chief Katina here? Yes. It'll be brief.
Hi, Chief. Go ahead.
Yes. So I'll be brief. I just want, I guess one of the questions I have is, were we able to apply for that DOJ grant?
Oh,
do you know which
DOJ?
I think it was the bulletproof vest that I think DOJ matches, I think 50% or something.
We do apply for DOJ various grants for ballistic vests as well.
Okay, great. And then are we getting some new drones too with this?
This one in particular, we were getting unmanned aerial system software, which is used for our major accident investigation team.
Oh, okay.
We can utilize the drones to recreate the collision scenes.
Great. I think, I think that's it. Thank you, Chief Kritzina, and I know that our department continues to do remarkable work in our community. So,
thank you, Councilman.
Want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
And do anybody second? Or nobody second?
Second.
Thank you. Okay, the roll call, please.
One more time. Who motioned on this one, on item 4? Who gave the motion?
Only same thing. Only second.
Second? Okay, so Gutierrez and Contos. All right, roll call vote. Councilman Contos.
Aye.
Councilwoman Diaz.
Aye.
Councilmember Gutierrez.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado.
Aye.
Mayor Wu.
Aye. Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Okay, approve 5-0. And agenda number 5, please.
Yes. I think, is that?
This one's also mine.
Oh, it is. So.
It's yours.
That was trying to say.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Number 5. Yeah, if you could just briefly tell us what the community, what this grant is, just briefly. If you want to.
And how much?
Yes.
Yeah, the Office of Traffic Safety Grant, which was the OTS grant, we applied for and were awarded $83,000. That money is used for sworn officer overtime, and for directed patrols such as seatbelt enforcement, DUI enforcement, DUI traffic lanes. We were able to purchase or get funded to purchase a new radar trailer that'll track speed and educate our community members, mandatory training, and supplies related to traffic and safety.
Great. Yeah, that's great. And I know you were working on that extra radar, so that's good.
Yes, we did actually receive that or earn that this year. And next year we want to be more aggressive and see if we can get more funding.
Great, that's great. Yep, that's all my questions.
Because 83,000 doesn't go too far, so hopefully we can get more. Okay.
Absolutely.
Hopefully $500,000 or even more. Okay, but thank you so much. And any move motion?
I give you a chance.
You pull it, you move it.
You want to?
Lord, I'll move the motion.
I'll second.
Sorry, you're standing over there for the.
I have a motion from Councilwoman Diaz and a second from Councilmember Gutierrez. Roll call vote. Councilman Contos.
Aye.
Councilwoman Diaz.
Aye.
Councilmember Gutierrez.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado.
Aye.
Mayor Wu.
Aye, 5-0. Thank you, Chief. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
See you next time. Okay, then we done with the consent calendar. We move to the number 7, consideration of adoption of ordinance number 2533. And acting city manager, who is going to present this?
Mr. Mayor, I will. We're still short staff in the planning department.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is the amendment to the drive-through ordinance, which was presented to the council at a previous meeting. This is the second reading for adoption. This will allow for minor modifications to some of our obsolete drive-throughs in the heart of the city, to just modify the drive-through so we can get a viable tenant and not have businesses such as the old Spotless Burger on Glendora remain vacant for years at a time.
Okay, I'm going to move the motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, a roll call, please.
Okay. I have a motion from Mayor Wu and a second from Councilman Contos. Roll call vote. Councilman Contos.
Aye.
Councilwoman Diaz.
Aye.
Councilmember Gutierrez. Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado.
Aye.
Mayor Wu.
Aye, 5-0 approve. And we go to the, we see and file the last item, number 8. Who is going to present this?
Superintendent Mike Cressup will present.
Go ahead.
Mike.
Mike.
Turn on the mic, Mike.
Okay, it's on. It's on. Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. I'm actually going to hand it over to Merchants. This is Patrick Healy. He's the manager over at Merchants Landscaping, and he's going to do his presentation.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. Merchant, go ahead.
We have a presentation, a PowerPoint, if we can start.
Yep, PowerPoint.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This is a map of your existing districts that we've been working on. Next. This is some examples of what we've completed. Basically, we're looking at areas that are very green. You can see where we've taken the vegetation down to the 3.5 foot level, 4 foot level. Next. This is a map that I created that shows what we have finished in green and what's left to do in orange. You can see that there's not a lot of orange up there, so we are on the last leg here. We'll get it done. This is an example of some of the challenges that we've fallen into here. 3 decades of no maintenance. Overgrowth was more severe than I ever thought. I had a hard time getting into some of these areas to be able to look at them because we had 14-foot bushes tangled up with weeds, tangled up with vines. And a lot of this we have not been able to do with chainsaws. A lot of it was by hand or with power equipment that you can just do some trimming with. So this is the reason why I didn't hit my mark of a year and a half. It's going to be more like 3 years, which is a year and a half farther than you folks wanted. We needed to identify the trees, the bushes, the vegetation, which I just said. We've had minor problems with homeless encampments. We've been moved a few times from certain sites. For example, Woodgrove is not completed on the slope because they pulled me out of that so I could do other areas. But that will get done before the end of this next year. Most of the work is required with hand tools, not necessarily with a chainsaw or the power tool. We've had a little bit of weather. We've had 3 years of very good rains, which helps you because I'm tearing things down and we need them to grow back, and that's what they're doing. Irrigation is something that you're going to need to think about in the future, but I will warn you, it's going to be quite expensive. We went and then started on Amar and Azusa slopes, and nothing there works. So hopefully we can save valves if we do get into this, but it's going to need all new piping, all new wiring, and new clocks. The last thing is we requested for spending time reviewing irrigation, and that's what we have been doing. But the only 2 slopes we've done, if I'm not wrong, Javier, is Omar and Azusa, correct?
Azusa, and I believe the Jacqueline. And,
okay, so we've done a few others that are in the Paseo area. Next. These are just some, again, the rest of this is samples of different areas. Some of them are a video, so if we can keep going through it, Renee, there you go. Well, yeah, a lot of this stuff is growing back now, and as it grows back, we're keeping it at the 3.5, 4 foot height so that you don't have these jungles, and we don't have the fuel that we've had in the past that would burn in a fire. This happens to be the west-facing side of Woodgrove, one of the first areas that we took down. There was a very large homeless encampment in this area, and I think the clearing that we did, you can see that they haven't come back, and that there's a lot to do with the police department too. You can see how nice the acacia is here. We don't have to do a whole lot of trimming, thank God to that, because it's pretty much naturally at about a 3 foot height, but it's worked nicely. I wish that these pictures could have been taken at the end of last spring because we had a lot more rain. Right now, this has been taken at the end of summer, and of course, there's no water. But we did just get a really good storm, and that's probably going to kick some of this stuff to growing in again. This is on the corner. There's a shopping center, little shopping center, and then as you go back westbound, this has been cleaned up. You had a lot of homeless encampment up at the top. We've kept that all clear, and the homeless have not been returning. But you can see how burned it is from the summer. We really need to get water on this. Hopefully, again, we get more water in the form of rain, and that'll bring it back. So this is Azusa. That one, okay. I was going to say I don't think that one moves. But you can see you have some nice eucalyptus trees that are growing very good in here, and we have plenty of other shrubs that are getting to a 4 foot level. We've been pruning them regularly to keep them there. So you can see this is less of a fire hazard. Here we have plumbago, I believe, on this slope, and this is the one that has a lot of powder blue. You can see a few flowers on them, and they're vine, so we keep those trimmed down, and it's they're starting to come back nicely. Again, we need more water. And there's the expected time of completion by the end of December of 26. Any questions?
Okay, and council member, I think you guys have a lot of questions. Okay, You want to? Okay, go ahead, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you. So which LMD or districts that has irrigations and which does not? And the ones that have irrigation, when was the last time it was used? Or are you saying that they're all irrigation right now is not operable?
Correct. Anything on your districts are not operable. They haven't been used in the better part of 3 decades.
Got it.
And so going through them, what we were trying to do is figure out what we might be able to save and what we might have to replace. And the better part of all the piping is going to need to be replaced, the wiring and the clocks. I'm hoping, and I don't know this for sure, that if the brass valves are still in good shape, we can just replace the guts.
Okay.
And that will save you some money. But you're going to have to figure out the ones that are most important. For example, Azusa is a pretty nice big drag that you guys have, or north and south might be the best place to start. And you may want to throw some plant material in it at the same time. I know Raul, while he was here, they spoke a lot about doing that at some point.
Thank you. And I know you mentioned you were pulled to other levels. What's the reason of being pulled to different areas?
Most of the time it was homeowners that were complaining about it being overgrown, which it has been for 30 years. So we dropped what we were doing, we went over and we cleaned those all up and then went back.
Okay.
That's not happening to me that much anymore. And I'm also putting in crews in here on Saturdays twice a month so that we can get things done obviously quicker.
Thank you.
Okay, and I have a lot of questions, but I want to let my council colleague, Councilman Ollie, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thanks to Merchants for its work. I have 2 big questions. The first is with regard to the areas that you said are brown that hopefully will become green with rain. With those areas, is the only way for us to make those areas green to add or replace irrigation? Is that the status of those areas now?
That's exactly what you're going to need to do. And again, once you find the money for it, you're going to be able to get those areas up and running on a clock.
And to what extent is it possible for us to use purple piping there to use reclaimed water?
That's exactly what we will use, but I don't know that, Mike, I don't know that you guys have reclaimed water available to all the districts.
Is there anyone who can elaborate on that from anyone?
Councilman Contos, I don't want to misspeak. I'm not exactly sure where the line ends on Azusa. I know it goes down Azusa, goes north. We try to install it in all locations that are available, and I think LMD2 has it and portions of MD4, but I do not believe Shadow Oak has reclaimed water, so I think it's half and half in MD4. I believe the line goes up to Cameron and not past Cameron, and I think they are looking at ways to add more pressure. Suburban just reached out to us, but I would need to talk to engineering, and I don't want to misspeak on those things.
Okay, but if that could be a follow-up item, please, Mike, that would be great. The next question to Merchants is with regard to Woodgrove Park with the delayed work there. What work still remains? And you said it'll probably be done by the end of next year, but can you describe more what work remains in Woodgrove Park?
Yeah, if you're looking at the park where the restrooms are, everything that's on the east side of the restrooms is mostly acacias, and we have to just go in there and cut those down a little bit to clean them up. That'll be done, and then the other part is, what is that? Parkside. Yeah, Parkside. There's a apartment complex in that area, and you have an area that skirts behind it. It basically goes from Parkside to Fairgrove. Is that what that? Oh. And we need to do that. That is probably bigger a pain than the other ones because there's a lot of tall stuff that we're going to have to bring down and chip into it, And yeah, the access is not great, but I'm sure you folks drive around in your own city a lot. If you go down Shadow Oaks, we're over on Nogales and Shakespeare right now. These areas are going to be a lot easier because we're going to be able to park right next to it. We're going to be able to work on it. We're going to be able to chip it right back in or chip it into our truck and use it in somewhere else on the slopes. So it's going to be a lot faster. And if you go to Tuesday and Wednesday, which is on the south side over there, same thing. I'm going to be right there. And then I'm going to have to go a little bit into some of the paseos where they're really big. But I can get the trucks in there and get to remove the debris faster.
Good. Thank you. And just a closing comment with this to you guys. You really did a magnificent job, and the team with all that you did of landscaping at Woodgrove. It has made a completely remarkable difference. There used to be teeming with homeless there, and it is now all gone. There are now people there picnicking with their families. People's lives are better. People really feel safe there. It is because of that really wonderful work that you did there. So thank you for all of that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, council member.
Yes. And I know a couple of months back, I think this council was concerned about some of the work performances you were doing. So what does merchants cover currently in our city? Mylan, or you guys can answer, or more Mike, yeah.
Merchants currently has contracts for our park maintenance. So that's opening, closing, and all mowing and maintenance of, let me be clear, landscaping maintenance of parks and also City Hall. And then they also have all of our LMDs. So not citywide, which is the medians and things like that. So LMD 2, 4, 6, and 7, and the coastal sage. So that is the portion that they maintain. The areas that are the highest concern, fire risk, obviously there's around Galster Park, which is not part of these LMDs, which is, we're trying to address in a separate way, but LMD 2 and 4 are the major concern of the residents that we get a lot of concern about fire clearance, growth, encampments, things of that nature. So, that's where they've been focusing. 6 and 7 does not have the irrigation and are different types of hillsides with different plant life. So that is handled differently.
Great. Yeah, so I know a few months back, the council had concerns about some of your performance, but I do see a major improvement in your work. So thank you for that. And please continue to do, obviously, the high standards of what your contract requires and continue to make our parks beautiful. And I know Mike and I know Renee, his assistant, have worked very hard to make sure that our contracts are being followed when it comes to public works. So thank you for the work you've been doing and you continue to do. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And Councilwoman Diaz.
Thank you, Mayor. Your crew, how big is it? How many men are involved?
I have 10 men.
You have 10 guys working at the same time?
Oh, yeah.
Areas? Oh, okay.
And then we usually bring in a 4 or 5 man crew every other Saturday.
Okay. I know when Councilman Contos and I were out at Woodside, what is it, your park? Yeah, Woodgrove Park. We saw you guys working out there, and we talked to them a little bit, and really nice people. I have to say that area has been a major improvement. I mean, it looks so beautiful. It's wonderful. So I just want to thank you for that. And also the Amar side, and I know that some of the homeless people started migrating to right behind the shopping center there, and we've been trying to track that down and getting complaints from people there. And so, you know, I want to thank our acting city manager for making sure that gets cleared up. And so I just want to thank you for your work. I don't have very many shrubs like that in my area, but I know that our fellow council members, they have a lot of issues with that. So thank you.
Now it's my turn. I have a lot.
Well, he has a lot.
I have a lot of issues. My district has a hill. Okay, so the north side and south side is Shadow Oak. I think, we talk about, I think this is an extra contract we approved last year for $1.some million for clean up all this extra work. And that's what I remember, that we approved. Because then for all this area for 30 years, they haven't been touched. And a lot of residents really complain a lot because the fire hazard and big giant tree and dead tree. I know tree is not your issue, so we need our contractor with the tree company to really taking care of those dead tree. Okay, and another thing is regarding the major issue is shadow between the home. Okay, and in the middle is a city property. And those properties overgrown. And I think recently I sent you the request. I think you took care already, right? Like somebody. Yeah. So make sure. I forgot what street is that. Yolanda, Yolanda Street. Yeah, they have a lot of along the street. When I did the not the town hall, it's more like a neighborhood watch. Okay, with their resident, and they're complaining about. Okay, the in the back of their home. The more and less in the Shadow Oak, it's all about the back of their property. and that is city property, and there's a lot of overgrown, and the tree or bushes basically grow into their property. They cannot even see the sunlight. And that's how overgrown. I think you went to see many houses, you see the issue. So I think the shadow oak, the patio, the walkway, and it's all overgrown, and a lot of light basically broke, okay, and it's not safe for people walking to the patio without light, or some broken light and overgrown also, okay, and vegetation. Another thing, the hillside, because the shadow oak, okay, and the hillside on the north, they all have, okay, all this overgrown and a major potential fire hazard. So I think it's a shadow in the hillside on the north. Is that including the contract to be trimmed, to be make sure that the fire hazard won't be an issue for the resident, because they have hundreds of houses right there.
Well, the area that you're talking about is Shadow Ranch Park, so it's not in the district contract of clearing it out, but it does need to be addressed. If the lower parking lot,
which one are you talking about?
Shadow Oaks Park.
Shadow Oak Park.
So the lower parking lot, not the gravel, but the middle one. That area right in there is thick, and then you go all the way up where the baseball field is.
Yes.
Houses that are up there, that area is very thick, but it's not part of the district, so it's not on this part of the contract.
So what district is that belong to?
It's Park. Okay.
Mayor Wu, so the way the land maintenance districts were set up, there's two different kinds. There's a 1911 and a 1972. And I don't want to confuse which is which, but for example, Land Maintenance District 1, Gingrich Park is there. Hillsides and the park are eligible for funds to come out of the maintenance district. In MD4, MD2 and 4 are different maintenance districts, so the park is not included in the area that's maintenance. So the current contract, the way it's set up, the Land Maintenance District will clean up all the hillsides around the houses, all of Shadow Oak area on the east side of Shadow Oak Drive, but it will not include the 26 acres of the park. So the park is separate. For that to be addressed, it would have to be done out of general fund, and it would be part of the park's contract. And obviously we only renewed the LMD contracts.
Got it. So basically you're talking about this is a separate project. This is more like a park fund. We need to find a funding for the park maintenance for all those very overgrown, okay, and in our park need to be trimmed. But I think right now the most concern is about around the home, okay, and that is the major concern because the fire hazard and the Shadow Oaks is one of the issue because there's so many houses. I said it so many times. Okay, and I talked to previous city manager, many times about all this home between them. They all have a very thick overgrown for 30 years, never been touched. That should be including the LMD, okay, district to be clean.
That's where we're going next.
Okay, so
if you take Gingrich Park and you go southeast, we did that entire hill all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
And it was completely packed, just like you're saying these other areas are. Now it's clear. We have trees looking like trees. We have bushes looking like bushes. We did the same thing on the west side that went around, southwest side that went around, did the exact same thing. If you walk through a lot of those little parkettes that are in there, you can see that everything's open now.
Good.
You can't hide in there. There isn't going to be harm.
I'm going to walk over there because I walked before. It's like a jungle. Okay, it's like jungle.
Right.
People cannot even see anything outside their backyard because it's nothing but jungle. And so hopefully we're gradually taking care of the shadow area, okay, between the houses with all the city. Okay, and we basically charge on their property tax extra into the reserve for our trust account. For that, I know possible not enough, okay, because this is a long time ago, but hopefully after we clean it up, we show them, and if we want to, okay, maintenance, maybe they are willing to help out, everybody help a little bit, put the sprinkler and this and that to help out, okay, to make sure it's safe and it's clean, proper maintenance. And then we go to the hillside, the promontory, okay, the holiday, okay, the all this on the hillside go into the south side under the hill, and that's all overgrown vegetation. And if that will be addressed.
MD 6 and 7, that's part of this contract.
Yeah, 6 and 7. It's part of the contract too, right?
Yes.
So there will be, because that's overgrown, that's as a potential major fire hazard.
There's one area. I don't think there's a reservoir, but you have a basin down there.
The water tank?
I don't think there's a water tank.
It's not a water tank, but it's a basin in between the property line and it's where Hillside ends, the street where Hillside ends comes around. I'm sorry, I don't know the street.
To Grand?
Yeah, I think so.
There's a heritage park.
No, it's not. It's not by Heritage Park. It's up. It's in the hills. It's up Hillside and Promontory, where Promontory and Hillside come together.
Holiday go to the up. It's a high out.
Yes, sir. But there's Hillside, right? And that hillside goes all the way down.
Yes.
This is the one I'm talking about is on Hillside, and behind there, it's an open area that needs to be taken down and cleaned out. And yes, that will be included in this next round going into next year.
Because if you walk over there and you can see, behind on the cul-de-sac, each of the Ozo Street from the hillside goes south into the hill. You can see those cul-de-sac, and then behind those cul-de-sac is all overgrown vegetation. And if you go to drive up, you can see it. And I know all the residents very worried about in their backyard up on the hill. So, and that is, again, maybe 20, 30 years. I think some of the places we touched a couple of years ago, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, but never been touched again. So hopefully I know some residents told me they have to come back before every 3, 6 months they train, but now, then nobody show up again. So hopefully we need to do a proper maintenance to train away from people's home.
Again, 6 and 7, we haven't done anything in other than the normal trimming that's down on Hillside and then the reservoir that's up on top. But that'll be something that we will get to.
You will get to it by end of next year.
Yes.
So everything, I hope so. God, man. I would think about January this year, everything will be done. And now we go to next year. So
well, you can pull me off whatever you want, and I'll go ahead and do that one instead.
No, we just want to make sure the city properly managed, and that we don't have a potential fire hazard, and that is the issue we have. You saw it, Altadena, you see Pacific and Palisade. We don't want it to happen over here, so we need to make sure we have water. A second thing, we don't have an overgrown vegetation too close to people's home. And especially other dry grasses and Gloucester Park and BKK, and we need to take care of those issues too, because there's a potential issue to our liability. And anyway, I think I understand, you are going to clean up all those areas, and so if any resident, they have an issue, we just send it to you guys, and you just let them know when the schedule maintenance you got coming, so they know, so they don't have to chew on me every day, say when they are coming, right? Mike, there's so many times. Go ahead.
Mayor Wu, I just want to say, obviously, we've worked together for some time. We understand the expectations, and this contract was the first for us, and we're very much trying to set not only getting it cleaned up, but keeping a standard.
Yes.
There's one-time fixes, parks, the hillside you're talking about. Obviously, every area has a different issue and a different thing. You're talking about some of the hillsides in MD 6 and 7, but in that area, sometimes the property lines are much farther than people think they are. So what they want clean doesn't always necessarily fall behind a house. MD 4, it's very simple. You got the fence, you got the property line, we've got to clear there. But MD 6 and 7, the property lines are different. But my goal to you is to set the standard and keep it that way. When we put this contract into place, there will be some things to iron out, Shadow Oak being one of those things in other areas, but trim it down, keep it at 4 feet, don't let it get overgrown. From there, projects and things we can do to fix the irrigation, put in new plant life, make it look beautiful if we need to, but first getting it down and getting it trimmed and then figuring out how to move from there. So that is our goal now, and that's how we're trying to move.
Because those vegetation is like our hair, they grow back. And so you have to always maintenance, otherwise they will go back to 30 years ago. The same thing, they grow fast. Look at the tree. You train it one time, next year it grow even bigger than the previous year. So you have to train it again. But no, that's our job. We just have to continue to make sure, it's safe, not overgrown, and all the vegetation clean up away from the home. And I think this is what we're trying to do. But the last thing I really want to have an acting city manager understand, we talk about that many times about Gloucester Park. That is really the potential issue issue. We need to clean it up. And I know some of our Girl Scouts want to go inside to clean it up, but they don't trim the tree. They don't trim the vegetation. That's our job. Okay, we don't want to touch any machine. Okay, we just want them to pick up the trash, this and that, and do the camping over there. So hopefully, I don't know, maybe we will look into it. And the BKK, okay, that's our property now, so we have to look into how to make sure we don't have a dry grass over there, but potential issue. But other than that, if we don't have any other question, I want to say, go ahead.
If you're going to plant some plants or bushes, I would suggest lantana because it has beautiful flowers and you can find them in variations of colors, and it's a low bush and low maintenance. Low maintenance and low water consumption. Okay. Yes. And Councilman Kento.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a question more to the acting city manager. I sent information forward with regard to different grants that would assist with fire risk abatement. What's the status of those? Of our applying for those grants to give us more capacity, possibly to increase our funding in this area, so we can expedite getting these issues addressed.
I don't have staff here with me tonight, but I can tell you that between the assistants of the city manager, our engineering, public works, and actually our fire department as well have been applying for the grants in order to facilitate some of the funding sources that could be used to help clean up and irrigate those areas.
Good, thank you.
Before I go to the council member Gutierrez, I want to add on. I forgot one. It's on the AMA, okay, and north. AMA north, okay. You go to the BKK, the south side, okay, and you see there's a lot of vegetation. That's including our LMD, right?
That is the coastal stage, I believe.
So that's including our maintenance because there's the older home between it and behind their property. Go to the BKK, they have a lot overgrown.
The area you're talking the homes that are adjacent to BKK. Correct. On the left side.
Yes.
That is not part of the LMD, and that is something that we're looking at with the project to take care of Gulfster Park. We're working with fire and all departments, as Mylan stated. We're working to figure out the best way to clear it and keep it down, but that will be a separate project, and funding has been allocated for that.
Because I talked to the DTSC, the DTSC nice and clean and showed, okay, they clean it up, but on our side is a high, okay, dry grass. Okay, so we want to make sure they're not going to create a fire hazard. You saw it. Okay, Jason, it look like potentially city land. So I think you know what I'm talking about, right?
I understand.
Yeah. So
I don't understand it, but he can meet me over there. And we can.
If you have a map in your head, you know the AMA, you already cleaned some of the AMA hillside, right?
Yes.
It was overgrown like a jungle.
Yes.
Now it look like finally somebody get a haircut, okay,
yes.
after 30 years, okay. But if you go inside those property, inside they have so many property and single family house and townhouse, and behind them and between their home, they have a same thing. It look like a shadow oak. They have a patio too, and it's very similar to the shadow oak property over there. Okay. They all have overgrown and the vegetation between the home as a city property. And then you go to the north end, adjacent to the BKK, okay, and you see, okay, our grass dry and tall and then haven't been touched. So that is an issue I saw. So hopefully that can be addressed, okay, to avoid potential fire hazard.
Is this the area?
It ends at Fairgrove. That, just to be clear, that's not part of merchant's responsibility. On AMAR, they stop at the coastal sage. So you have the coastal sage that surrounds the sportsplex, and the area you're talking about, the houses that are next to Gulfster Park. It ends in a dump.
Not there. If you go to the Shadow Oak, you go to the you go to BKK side, the south side of BKK, not the north side. The back side, from Nogales to Azusa, that you got clean the hill that's overgrown from Nogales to the Azusa. Behind Nogales and Azusa, there is a lot of houses over there, and between those homes, there's about 500 homes over there, and between the home, they are building almost similar to Shadow Oak. They have a patio, they have overgrown, and it's owned by the city. I think that's a LMD. I think it's the District 4. That's District, as I remember, that's a District 4. So that should be included into your project.
Yes.
LMD4.
Yes, this should be part of it, yes.
Yes, so that should be clean because I understand they haven't been clean yet, but you are going over there sooner or later.
Yes.
Sooner
or later, yes.
Sooner or later. Don't be later, okay? Please be sooner, okay? Because they're calling me every day, okay? And I have to bring my lawnmower over there, do it myself. Okay?
I don't want you doing that, Mayor.
No, I'm getting old doing those jobs. My back hurt. Okay, so anyway, thank you so much, and let's go to the council member Gutierrez.
Yes. Yeah, I was just gonna say if you could look at the middle islands on I think Vincent Avenue between Mines and Councilwoman, Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Villado's district. I think some of those bushes are growing a little high around, I think, what's that restaurant's called? By the Hong Kong Plaza.
Councilmember Gutierrez, just to be clear, that is part of a separate contract. That's the medians. Yes.
Okay, medians.
I think it's a bright view. It's a bright view. The one that is not performed.
And then who locks the parks at night? Is it Brightview?
The parks are locked. No, the parks are locked by merchants.
Merchants. Okay. Yeah. So maybe on some of those parks that the kids are using or maximizing, if you could, if it's possible, close them later towards the closing time.
What's later for you? 9 o'clock?
I think so. I think that would be great. Yeah. Okay.
He and his wife actually close them at night.
Okay. Great. Okay. Perfect. Sounds good.
Okay, so I promise to 8:30 let you guys go home, but look like 9 o'clock because they have so much interesting topic. Okay, hopefully we can clean up all the vegetation. Okay, otherwise I have no choice to bring my lawnmower over there. Okay, so they're not going to charge you for that. My labor is expensive. Okay, so anyway, other than that, thank you so much, sir. Okay, and keep up a good job. Let's clean all the vegetation and everything we mentioned about police. Okay, taking care of those issues. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And okay, thank you. Okay, so we're done with agenda number A. Then we go to the Council AB 1, 2, 3, 4. If none, then we go to the Council comment and request. If none, then we go home.
Mr. Mayor?
Okay, go ahead. Okay, Councilman Oli Canto.
Thank you. I have one Mother May I request, if I can ask that it be read, please.
Go ahead.
Yes, on behalf of Councilman Oli Contos, I'll read the following Mother May I request. To increase transparency and accountability, I move that the City Council agendize the establishment of the policy that does the following. Number 1, requires placements of all contracts, agreements, and memorandum of understanding on our official city website, regardless of cost, prior to adoption in order to give the public time to review and ask questions. And 2, requires inclusion of such documents on the council agenda for approval, and in the case of emergencies that occur between meetings, ratification. I ask this to be placed on the city council agenda by no later than the second regular session in December 2025.
Thank you. So essentially, I'm just asking that all contracts, regardless of cost, contracts, MOUs, and other agreements be placed online for everyone to have an opportunity to read them, and that it be done before adoption. And also, the second thing is that we should have them included in our packets and other materials, so that way everyone can see them, and so that way we'll have the opportunity to.
Question. Okay, you want, because we have IP, so you want all the contract before you
finalize the contracts that are proposed. Yes.
All the contract proposed, meaning if we have a 3 bidder, so you want the 3 contract all posted online. Well, only the one the city picked.
The one that's being presented for approval.
Oh, okay. So only one, not everybody.
Right, because I mean, if it's not final, I mean, it's just what is it that's ultimately being proposed?
Got it. Okay, so basically, you request the what the city staff their recommendation, and that contract should be posted before we vote on it.
Yes, so the public can also have an opportunity to review, ask questions of us, and so forth.
Got it. Okay, and the council member.
And then just to clarify, Oli, does that also include after it's executed that contract will also be available for the public to look up?
Yes, anything that's finalized, yes.
Okay, I'll second.
Okay, if not, then I don't think anybody against that. Okay, congratulations, approved.
Thank you. That's it.
Okay, and if we don't, I'm going to adjourn. Okay. Go ahead, council member.
So this evening we got an email from our acting city manager in notifying us that BBK Architects, who was doing the design for Fire Station 1, wants an additional $742,500. And my understanding is that the city manager has sent a letter to put a pause to that agreement temporary, but I would like for this to be brought back to the city council for discussion to find out what happened and what's going on by the second meeting of December.
Understood.
So I think you already paused, right?
Yeah, I've placed it on pause. Within our contract with PBK, we had the option of suspending or pausing at any time. And apparently, in brief summary, what happened is the city council originally adopted a proposal for a smaller size fire station. At some point, the previous administration changed it to a larger fire station. At this time, they were asking for some additional funds in order to finish that project. The actual construction design and paperwork. So with that, prior to finalizing location, scope, and everything else, I've asked the company to just place everything on pause until we can finish our analysis and move forward in a more reasonable and smart way.
I'm not trying to discuss, but my understanding, I'm okay, to bring the information, but my understanding, 5-0 approved last year for the BBK. With the first time we suspended, we want to check all the companies, see if the price is good, because they charge us almost $1 million, $900,000. So they use up the $900,000 already? Not yet, right?
Absolutely not. No, they've used only a small portion.
Got it.
Rather than dwindling down that amount any further, I wanted to put it on pause until we finalize exactly what we
I think we need to find the funding source, and everything. And I remember we approved to make sure, where we can put here and how much, and where the $20 million coming from. Or because if we cannot sell the land, then we have no money. Or if we want to put on the current location, then we need to find, where we can get $20-30 million right there. So that you, as a city management team, have to look into all the function, bring back to city council and find a solution so we can build a station number 1.
Absolutely, and that was a plan. Not to spend money that's not needed right now.
No, we don't need to spend the money right now.
Much smarter.
Okay, so nobody against. I second it. So nobody against that. Then we suspend it till we know what we go into it. Yeah,
and bring it back to us at the second meeting, because I know even before I got here, I know Mayor Wu advocated really strongly to support our firefighters, and I know BBK never told the council here before I got here, or even after I got here, that somehow it's going to cost us an extra $742,000 to expand the scope. So I just so we don't go into discussion, I would like that contract to be given to us and give us some facts about it at the second meeting of December.
Okay. I think there's nobody against that. And if none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
One more.
Are you sure? Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. So I know another thing. So I was looking at, and I know we discussed this earlier in the year about our local health department or local Department of Health. And I know, I think it says approved appropriation $598,000, and now it's saying fiscal year 2025, and maybe Karen could explain, but it's saying that we have $7,586. I don't know if that means remaining or what that means. But then I also found out that there was a bunch of attorney fees being charged for West Covina Health Department, and so I think it's important. And I know Mayor Wu has been an advocate for the health department, and I think just to make sure we know exactly how much money is in that account and what we need to do to figure out stuff, that we be told transparently how much money is in that account and why were we being charged a bunch of thousands of dollars in attorney fees for West Covina Health Department.
So you want the detail where money goes?
Yes.
I agree. I second it. Anybody against that? If not, okay, could you please bring the detail, where's the money, how much, okay, we have, and where's the attorney fee go to, why we need an attorney for that. So, but anyway, we can
meeting of December or
when you can bring this back to us.
Or sorry, first meeting of December.
First meeting of December will be fine.
Okay.
First meeting in December is changing the.
Oh no, yeah, never mind.
Correct. Let's do it the second meeting of December.
I think second meeting is better. The first meeting we need to change in the organization. So I don't think we have a city business. Am I right?
That's correct.
So we go to second meeting.
Second meeting.
Okay, the mayor pro tem become the mayor.
Yes.
You sit on this big chair. Okay, so anyway, now you're okay to adjourn?
And then what else was I going to say? Sorry, one more thing. In regards to the grant stuff, maybe this is comments, but the grant stuff, the council had made a council request to make sure that we were able to do an RFP to look for a potential lobbyist, a potential grant writer, and also we're also waiting for a presentation on I forgot his name, but the lobbyist we currently have. The city was supposed to give the council an update on what has I forgot his name again. You remember his name? The lobbyist for our city, what he's accomplished for our city, and do we need to look for a new RFP for that? So that's something that we already gave direction, but it hasn't come back yet.
That's correct. We will come back with, I believe it's Gonzalez.
This is not a mayor, this is a request. Okay, and I think
also,
we asked about that before.
Yeah.
I believe the RFP has been completed, and we have received some items back. And additionally, I have met with a number of consultants that have been referred to me by the council that do offer grant programs and facilitating grants. Some of them very impressive, and they've all been instructed to go through the RFP process with us to make sure we capture everybody and select the best person.
I think Neil could do it for us. Am I right, Neil? Neil?
I don't know if he's a grant.
We're currently working on the RFP process for the grant.
No, I have a confidence in you.
Thank you.
Right? Am I right?
Yes, I think he's a good auditor.
Yeah, you're the auditor, and at the same time, grant writer. Okay. I think you can bring a lot of money back to West Covina.
I'll try my best.
Okay, thank you so much, Neil. Okay, I will come on board, okay, to help us. And
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you so much. Do I have a second? Or you want more meeting? Oh, I second. Okay. Aye.